Okay, so continuing our series on the unconscious and accessing it through images and story making and so on. This is the first exercise that I would invite any group that I'm doing, getting comfortable with the unconscious. That was interesting, my first Freudian slip, getting uncomfortable with the unconscious. So there we go. And that's true because, of course, when we think about the unconscious, often, as you can see there, you've got an image of an iceberg where you've got a little bit on the surface and quite a lot going on underneath. And of course, we don't know what's going on underneath, do we? So that part of the mind that's inaccessible to the conscious mind, but which affects behaviour and emotions. The part of mental life that does not ordinarily enter the individual's awareness, yet may influence behaviour. So one of the first things that I would do then is I would invite groups to think about their images of the unconscious and to share some examples to get them thinking. So now when we talk about, we're also talking about online work, because in the olden days it would just be, I'd have a bunch of cards ready, people could skim through. But for this very first exercise, I might not even give them that. I might just give them the one image of, say, the iceberg as one example of the unconscious, and then invite them to think, well, what's your image? What is your image of the unconscious? So as you're watching this little video now, what is your image of the unconscious? What's the first image that comes to mind for you? And if you could just write that down, or even loosely draw it on a pen and piece of paper, and just get a sense of what might be your image of the unconscious. And there's no great sort of mystery to that. People may have many different images. The iceberg is a well-known one. Sort of deep sea might be one. Some sort of cavern or cave, some sort of long and winding road, or even a long straight road going off into the distance. Trees, a deep forest, something magical, some animals, something a little bit on the sinister side. So there may be many images, and so my first invitation to you is just to think about your image of the unconscious and what that might be. And that's what we're going to explore a little bit more of in subsequent videos.